school of thoughts. One group of scientists believed in biogenesis. Biogenesis. Whereas the other group believed in abiogenesis. So the abiogenesis group, the abiogenesis can be otherwise also stated as spontaneous generation. That means they believe, this group, they believe that living organisms can develop from non-living or decomposing matter. So that was abiogenesis, and the biogenesis group believed that living organisms can only come from living organisms. So this group was very prominent then because they were led and publicized by the great Greek philosopher Aristotle. Aristotle publicized this theory. He said living things can come from non-living or dead matter, and he could explain that by showing to the people that maggots come out of rotten meat. So these maggots were originated from the dead meat. So this is how he convinced people. But there were other scientists who were not buying it. So this scientist, Francisco Redi, he discredited spontaneous generation by doing this very simple experiment. So what he did, he took two pieces of meat in two containers. Suppose these are the two containers and there are meats here. In one he covered with a tight cotton cover. The other one was left exposed. After few days, he saw that the flies came, they laid their eggs here, and the maggots started coming out of those eggs. In this one, the flies directly laid their eggs here, so the maggots were coming out of the meat. So he proved that maggots on decaying meat came from fly eggs. So this was the first experiment which discredited spontaneous theory. However, the other group I told you were very powerful. So one of their scientists known as Needham, John Needham, he did his experiment. So what he did, he took mutton broth in flasks, he boiled them and then sealed them. After a few days, the broth became cloudy and contained microorganisms. So he said, look, spontaneous generation is correct, because although we boiled and sealed, organisms could grow there. That means they are coming from the non-living matter. That was not the case. There was a loophole here in this experiment. He took some time between boiling and sealing. It was later proved by other scientists, the other one whose name is there, because when he boiled the broth and he sealed it, there was a time gap, so probably during that time the broth got contaminated. So the next scientist, he took the broth in flasks, sealed and boiled, and there was no growth. So this debate was going on for a long time until Louis Pasteur came and proved for once and for all ever that this spontaneous germ theory is wrong. Living organisms can only be produced from living matter. So what did he do? He did this experiment, his famous swan neck flask experiment. So what he did, he took this swan neck flask, took the broth and applied vigorous heat. After this one boiled for some time, he removed the heat and left the broth like that. This end of the tube was open to the air, but the broth did not get contaminated. Then after some time, he divided the broth into two tubes, into two flasks. One flask he broke the neck so that it was directly exposed, and this broth got contaminated. The other one remained as uncontaminated or sterile. So this proved that the broth had to come in contact with the air so that it got